Okay. And I should have checked yesterday. I don't know why I didn't. uh, okay, Boost Mobile. Okay, here we go. Okay, so okay, I think this is for my bank. So for my yeah, it's all I see is for my bank. And again, this is the excuse me, this is the third time, right, that I've asked for email to be sent to me, which it never did, and I didn't check it afterwards because I was assuming that after I told the sales rep what happened to me twice, that he would, send me the email, and he didn't. He didn't. He really he did not. But I do have the email from my bank, the statement saying that, you know, the transaction from Boost Mobile, from you guys. Okay, so at least I have that on record. So something is going on within your company, and I believe you have people working for you. Hold on a sec. Yeah, that's just weird. That should, that's just weird. Okay, so
when you call us, you make a payment. Let me put you on hold because I need to get to my supervisor this information.
okay, all right, thank you. So we have some very unusual things going on here. Okay, our purchase from Boost Mobile again was made. A second charge on my card was made, the bank card. A second purchase was made on my bank card. And they have no record on their end of that second charge. But my bank, okay, I can clearly, when I go into my bank statement, I can see, and I call my bank. I call them. Okay, and was told that, because it's the same amount, they were like, yeah, they charge you twice. But yet on Boost Mobile end, there is no charge. Again, I want you to understand the criminal elements of those who are engaging in these things, and this include family members. This include friends, relative, friends who have been compromised, who have been recruited, and they make excuses. Okay, like I was telling that to Pam, asking her what happened. She's like, "Yeah, I see that they charged you twice." And again, how they try to pass it off as it's nothing. Right? How they try to pass it off like it's nothing.
When they charge you the first time, they give you a confirmation. They appear the confirmation number from us to you.
Yes, that's the number I just gave you. But they didn't. I had asked for a copy from an email being sent, and every time I called, I always asked for an email be sent to me, right? And I was assured that they were going to send an email, but I never received the email.
But the first charge that we made to you, it was a confirmation number going on in your phone, right?
Right. Yes. And that's the
And
number
then when
the
they
number that
made
I gave you. But the second charge, okay,
the
is what I'm concerned, because again, you don't have any record on your end saying that, but again, I can show you from my bank statement, right, that a second charge was made for the same amount from Boost Mobile. Okay.
but it didn't give you any confirmation number.
But I
right?
didn't. Yeah, no confirmation number. So someone
Just only the charge on your bank.
within your organization
Okay. It's charging it.
is yeah, exactly. And so now I have to cancel my bank card because again, which is another inconvenience for me. I'm
I can say
disabled. I'm a disabled person. So, it's a huge inconvenience for me.
If you have your card with us on wallet, I can take it out. That way, we don't have any record of that.
Okay, yeah, but what do you mean? Can you repeat?
Wallet.
Can you repeat that? Oh, well, I don't think it'll make a difference because obviously, whoever did it will have access to the information, so they can write it down. So I still have to go and change the bank. I understand what you're saying, but the way how these people work is that they work within the company and they'll charge people cards and what have you. And it's interesting too because though it says Boost Mobile, so how would they get the money, right? And that's another thing. So that's kind of perplexing. But it just what I know is that it caused right now it's gonna cause me a lot of inconvenience because now I have to go call my bank, cancel my card, and then have to wait almost an entire week to get a new card. All right, and like I said, I'm a disabled person. So it's not easy, and that card is because I'm a disabled person. That's the only card that I use to get money to buy anything, and I would have no access to that.
Okay. Let me go back to my supervisor and tell them.
Sure.
Let me put your phone on.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I document stuff, and I've learned because this will happen, and and they these people feel that they can do this to anybody, that they can target anybody. And again, when they're getting their instructions and their from those within the criminal element of within law enforcement, this is what's within the higher ups. This is what happens, and so we have to root out these criminal element within law enforcement, within the CIA, within these white supremacists. Okay, these religious fanatics. Right, we have to root them out of these kinds of institutions. Right, particularly law enforcement, particularly the security agencies, particularly the medical and the mental health institutions, because they're fanatics. They're no different from the people who we say are fanatics. Okay, these people who have different belief systems that we will call them fanatics. But these Christians, they're fanatical as well. Okay? They're just as bad, if not worse. All right, I'm going to pause this because you don't want to go on this week. Okay, now she has been extraordinary, and I appreciate her effort. I thank her. You know, um, but companies need to understand that there are individuals, criminal element within their organizations who does things like this, and it's ridiculous. Okay. I mean, it's really it really is, and the way how they do it again, in making it difficult that if you got to get a refund for your money, that it becomes the way how they, like I said, I'm showing you guys the way how they do it. So they charged my car twice, no record in the system on their end, but my bank statement says that it was Boost Mobile. It came from Boost Mobile. Okay, so why are they doing this? Is it because they're trying to is it retaliate? Well, it's retaliation for one, but there are other reasons too, and there's a lot. I don't even want to even go through a whole litany of reasons. You hear a helicopter flying overhead now, and if you hear it, it's very loud. It means it's flying very low. And who do we know do this a lot? The FBI, the NYPD. Again, when I talk about these people, they're criminal with badges, that's exactly who they are. This is exactly who they are. And when you call them out on it, they will retaliate against you. What even proves the point even more. But they don't care because they're the ones that are in the position of authority in that power structure, right? That authoritative structure. So again, all the rumors they spread, all the shit that they try to say about us as TIs, it's just a projection of who they are. Okay, finally got my webcam working. So I've been on hold, and it has been, let's see, I've been on the phone for almost over an hour. I've been on hold now for the past 10 minutes. Okay? No one is coming back on. I'm definitely not hanging up. And I need to find out exactly what's going on. But this is the thing. This is the hassle that I have to go through every time they do things like this. And this is again, to convenience you. It is their way of retaliating against you, and they'll find many different ways in order to do it. It took so long. So you're saying what happened?
Yeah, they say it has to be that way because it's under the same number, it will be charged double because they didn't send you the new account, so it be the same charge and the same ID.
Yeah.
One for the phone and the other for the double.
Right. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
It has to be that way. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna get the money refunded back to me, right?
Hopefully you went that long, but I cannot. Right.
Okay, so I'm going to
create the case and then give you the case numbers when you know it.
Okay, but I'm saying that I will get the money refunded back to me. I just want to. Hello?
Yeah, when the case in.
Right, so when you put the case in, I will get the money refunded back to me. Okay, yeah, because it's the same thing. I went back into my my account, and I can give you the number because it's the same number. It's the same number, which I know that I was charged twice for the same thing. if you want that number, I can give. I'm not sure if it's this, if it's because again, it's from my bank, right? So I don't know if it's the same on your end. The number is the same on your end, but I can give you the number that I see appear underneath both charges. Okay. Um, do you want it?
Okay.
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 Okay. Cause it's
Yes.
ridiculous. Hello. All right, I'm ready.
It's 314
314.
314
Mm-hmm.
398
398
860.
860. So that's 314-398-860.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
You
So
just have to dial back. If you don't see the money back to your account, you have to dial back on 48 hours.
okay.
And they gave that case number, and they
Mm-hmm.
will know that you have a case with us.
Okay.
That case already says how much it will have to be back
Okay.
and what happened with your issue.
Okay. All right. So
Something else that I can help you?
no, and so what's the status of the phone? Is it being sent to me? What's the status of that? Is it shipped out or because I did pay for the expedite shipping.
You need to check that.
Just want to be sure.
Okay, because you just did it today, yesterday.
Uh-huh.
It don't show me that right now. But if you want to dial tomorrow for that
Okay.
to check,
Mm-hmm.
then it will show it. Because for me, it will not show it right now. But it's sent it. It has to be sent it because it don't have any issues with no payment or anything else.
Okay.
Everything is okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. You've been a great help. I really appreciate you this morning. I thank you very much. And there should be more customer service agent or people like you in general working for Boost Mobile, and not these other shady characters. And it's a shame because those people are the ones that are bringing down this company or any other company that individual with those type of mentality have. And it really is because it's a total inconvenience for me to go through all of this, and I know it's a hassle for you also, but it's but I do thank you for the effort that you put in, and I really appreciate that.
Don't worry. Another thing, do you want me to take the card of the wallet? That way you don't
Yes,
make,
yes, yes. Thank you. I would appreciate that.
That way if yes, then give me a second to take it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, did you guys hear
Thank
the
you.
beep when she says take the card out the wallet, right?
That way you can be more like if the person. I don't think, but we don't know. We really know. You really have that experience, and that way that person cannot be access to this your number
Okay.
because sometimes the person thought that when you have your water here, they don't need to, you
Yeah.
just need to come here and do it. But
Yeah.
right
Okay.
now it's already taken out, so they don't have no more your information here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Have a nice day, and thank you for calling Blue Mobile. My name was Cindy.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the effort. All right. Have a good day. Okay. Bye bye now. Okay. So yeah, this is like I said, I really appreciate her effort in helping me to rectify this issue. Um, but this is what they do. This is how they keep. This is how they retaliate. This is how they keep messing with us. This is how they uh, cause us stress, right? And they'll continue to do this. And we as TI have to be very diligent in documenting these things because it is important. It isn't. We have to leave. Uh, Sirens, yeah. We have to. You see certain words like leave, right? Again, lately it's all part of what I talk about. When certain words are being said, certain things are being said, you start hearing the sirens. Okay, and the reason, and they do this for a reason. So the reason why they're doing this, okay, many different reasons, but one of the reasons that I think is for identification purpose, right? They try to identify your account, your bank account and stuff like that because, and again, it doesn't. It's weird to me because they already have access to these things. So why do they go to the effort, you know, of constantly having to do this time and time again? Because it's not the first time, and it definitely won't be the last. But this is what I'm talking about, and it has to do with my disability and them trying to take with my disability, right? Because again, coercive persuasion program. What do we know? What happens in the coercive persuasion program? Let's look at that before I you know um, end this video. Okay, so you can find this information on the website psychologicalharassment.com. Okay, and let's look at what this is. And again, this is just the psychological aspect of our target in a sense of tactics and method that are used in order to in order for these criminals to engage in coercive persuasion against STI and using these tactics and methods. Now, the technological part of it, because this is also a technological part of it. It's a psychological, technological part of it, but also in terms of technology, in terms of radio wave and microwave frequency, to do the exact same thing. Okay, and more in terms of influencing your mind without you even knowing that an external source is influencing your mind, putting thoughts, words, ideas, into your mind, via your own conscious and subconscious state. Again, that is what these technologies do. Okay, and so let's look at the tactics, right? Let's look at some of the method in which they do. So coercion is defined by the American Heritage Dictionary as to force to act or think in a certain manner, to dominate, restrain, or control by force, to bring about by force. Okay, and to tell you, coercive persuasion systems are behavioral change programs which use psychological force in a coercive way to cause the learning and adaptation of an ideology or a designated set of belief, ideas, attitudes, or behavior. Okay, and it can be negative or positive. Because remember, whenever there's technology being advanced, there's always a dark side to it. They may push the good for humankind narrative, okay, but there's also a deep dark side to it also. Okay, and that's something that we should all understand and know. So we shouldn't, have to keep constantly asking ourselves, you know, when we read about these technologies being developed and created, that is only for good. Okay, and again, it depends on, the definition of good, because your good might not be somebody else's good. So you understand that? Okay, so again, tactics one. These are the tactics now. It's to increase adjustability or soften up the individual through specific hypnotic or other suggestibility increasing techniques such as audio fixation, extended audio, visual audio, or tactile fixation drill. And I talk about this, the palm fixation drill, the tapping of the nose fixation drill, the pulling of, tugging of the ears fixation drill. Constantly, when women see you, they'll start playing with their hair, get you fixated on that, or if they're engaged or they're married, looking at fixated on their wedding rings, their wedding bands, and stuff like that. Okay, and we'll talk about sleep restriction and nutritional restriction. Sleep deprivation is definitely a part of it, because if you don't get enough sleep, what it does, not only does your body tired, but also your mind is tired, and it also breaks down your mind. Okay, this is why sleep is so important. But when they restrict you from sleeping, right, because you're being microwaved, so you're constantly feeling wired, to where your body is tired, but you can't go to sleep because your mind is on. It doesn't know how to shut itself off to go to sleep. Okay. Tactic 2: establish control over a person's social environment, time, and source of social support. So once they break down these things, they start controlling the time. That's when I go outside there. You talk about synchronization. That's part of the time control sequence, right? Tactic 3: prohibit disconfirming information. When you start to read about this stuff, you'll constantly be hearing sirens, okay, around you. When you go on certain websites they don't want you to go on, you start hearing either police sirens or what have you, or helicopters or car honking, right? Tactics 4: make the person reevaluate the most central aspect of his or her experience of self and prior conduct in negative ways. Now, this is where I have an issue with, because a lot of times it is not about a person conducting prior negative behavior. It's not about that, because you have to understand who are the people who have influenced you psychologically, who have brainwashed you, for you to act in that manner. See, those people are never held responsible. Those people are never held accountable. But it's the person who they manipulated is who they want to hold accountable. So again, certain things I will say I agree with, and certain things I just think in a broader aspect of things, right? Tactic 5: create a sense of powerlessness. Again, I use the analogy. They'll step on they'll put their boots on your neck, and every time you go to push up, they'll push a little harder, and when you get up, they'll go and get another person to put their boot on your neck. So now you have two boots on your neck, and once you get yourself strong and you get up, they'll add another person. Okay, so it's to create a sense of there's nothing you can do. We control you. We control everything, and such. Okay, tactic 6: create strong aversive emotional arousal, and this is you hear that kahonk in there, and this is a big part of it, because this is how they get you to, when they start to emotionally abuse you, right, by creating strong emotional response within your mind. You end up getting yourself into trouble. Either you'll attack somebody, or you're yelling, you're screaming, or what have you. It's kind of ridiculous, right? So it says create strong aversive emotional arousal in the subject by use of non-physical punishment such as intense humiliation, loss of privilege, social isolation, social status of change, intense guilt, anxiety, manipulation, and other techniques, right? And then tactic 7, and remember, this is just the coercive persuasion. you also have the other part of it, the thought reform, which is about the same thing, but the criteria and the tactics are a little bit different. Okay, in the thought reform, it has most to do with the religious aspect of targeting and using a person religious belief, as a tool to bring them under control. Right? So tactic 7, intimidate the person with the force of group sanctioned secular psychological threats. So example, it may be suggested or implied that failure to adopt the approved attitudes, belief, or subsequent behavior will lead in severe punishment or dire consequences such as physical or mental illness. This is what I talk about. They keep how they keep changing the narrative, right? And when that narrative doesn't work, they switch to another narrative, right? So it's like, okay, well, he's crazy. So now I'm proving that, okay, I'm not crazy because I'm showing you what's happening. Now it's like, okay, but he's not crazy. Now they use the different themes, right? Yeah, he's this, he's that way, he's this way, he's that way, and they will get people who will lie, false witnesses, to back up their narrative. Okay. So let me finish reading here, right? So, the reappearance of a prior physical illness, drug dependence. I talk about this. I went out with a coworker well over a decade ago, and he tried to give me cocaine, and I was like, no. And from that, I stopped hanging out with him, because you see, I read this. See, when you don't know, when you're ignorant to this stuff, he could. And at the time too, I wasn't drinking. And whenever I was like, no, I'm not drinking, because again, when they drug you, they do it. They'll do it. You can eat at a restaurant. They put drug in your drink. You go to a bar or a club. They'll do that. And so when I go out, which I haven't been to, to a party in like, I couldn't tell you. I can't even remember. Maybe 2009, 2010. Actually, no, not even then. Maybe 2000. My second son was born in 2009. So probably about 2008. Okay, right? That's it. Okay, so that's how long it's been. Because this is what they do, right? So economic collapse, again, the constant threat of taking away my disability, the constant threat of being homeless, right? The constant threat of being arrested and institutionalized, right? Whether it be in the psychiatric institution or the penal institution, right? Social failure, divorce, disintegration, failure to find a mate, all right, etc. So once you understand this, those are the outcomes which they try to do to you. Okay, and for the most part, they will succeed at some and not others, but they're constantly trying to succeed at all. So this is why you have to do your due diligence to document these things, to show what's being done to you. Okay, and listen to this, right? These tactics of psychological force are applied to such a degree that the individual capacity to make informed or free choices become inhibited. So when they're doing this to you, whatever choices you make, right, it's directly because of what's being done. And a lot of those choices are going to be to your very own detriment. Okay? So the victim becomes unable to make the normal, wise, or balanced decision which they most likely or normally would have made. But what they try to do is try to say, well, this person don't make good decisions, what have you. Right? But what they don't tell you is that before you become aware of this, they have been conditioning you. They have been manipulating you. Okay? Had they not been unknowingly manipulated by these coordinated technical processes, the cumulative effect of these processes can be even more effective form of undue influence than pain, torture, drugs, or the use of physical force and physical and legal threats. Okay? So you guys should read this. I'm sure a lot of UTIs do, because I keep, going to this website a lot. But go through some of the sections. It will help you. It will help you understand. Okay? So I'll see you guys in the next video. I gotta upload the other two videos from yesterday, and I'll do what I normally do, right, which is to keep documenting. So I'll see you guys in the next video.